absolute hell as Bears fans already. Me, C-Dub, and Bobby, we're going to break down and talk about some of the things we'd like to see most from the Bears as they finish out the final 7 games of the season. We're going to break it all down, talk about it right after this.
Now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
Yeah, motherfucker, we early. Ain't no game. We getting this shit done early, y'all. So there it is. Like, we appreciate y'all rocking with us, especially ones that are gonna be in here as it's like about to be 10 a.m. Chicago time. But you know, it is what it is, man. C-Dub, Bobby Haize, we all in the building today to break down. Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central. Fellas, we're just gonna talk about some of the things we want to see most from this team as they finish out the final 7 games of the season. We're gonna start with the offense here. Who wants to take this one away first?
I started off offensively. I know it starts off as who's going to be the quarterback, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say this going to be Justin Fields from here on out, even though we haven't heard the news so far. So with Justin Fields, I think it changes from we want to run the ball and see how well we can play off that. Because all while they've been playing Justin Fields in the beginning part of the season, it's been heavy pass and less run. So they want to see if he can move that ball through the air for this team. So it's going to be heavy pass. I think there's a lot of individual things to watch out for with specific players like Darnell Mooney. What about the left side of that line? The center position is horrid. Uh, can they possibly look competent in these last couple games of the season? What running back? I think it's a competition with those 3 guys. I think one of those guys, maybe 2 of those guys not here next year when you think of
You
those
think
running
2?
back. I think maybe 2. Darrington Evans, I like him. I know I
Yeah.
don't think it's set in stone that he'll be here next year. I don't think it's set
Okay,
in
that's fair.
stone.
That's
And
fair.
I think either one of those 3 of those guys might be out of here. Would y'all put Herbert in that too?
No, I
With
think
Roach?
Herbert's locked in.
You
And
think
I don't
Herbert's
think
locked
Rojo's
in?
going anywhere. I think if anyone is probably going to be that. My personal opinion, Deontay Foreman, he's the one. And I think
Yeah.
now that teams have seen him, he's probably going to be offered more money than what the Bears would be willing to pay him to keep.
Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah. I agree with that. So tight ends though, Tunyon isn't been particularly he hasn't been a participant this year, I don't think. He's been in for blocking. I know that that excuse that everybody throws out, but he's really a pass catching guy and he ain't done his strength all season. Um Oh yeah, it's just that offensive line. We gotta see if we can get better in the offensive line. Maybe you could try somebody that's coming off IR. Is Dan Feeney? I don't know if he's coming off IR. Maybe get to see him
I
out
think he was
there.
back last week.
He was back last week.
Yeah.
Carter, I don't know how long he's out. But man, we met a mix and match, and maybe we can get something better. But it's a lot of individual things on the offensive side that need to be seen.
That's
I think
fair.
that's fair. I think that's fair. I'm looking at for the offense. I'm just trying to see if they can, you know what I'm saying? Because I know we're gonna talk about it, but I think the defense is going. They've been much improved over the last few weeks.
Yeah.
The offense has to go ahead and make sure that they're good on their side of the ball, so you just don't lose games. You want to win games. Some of the things I want to see is do you keep Deontay Foreman, involved in his offense? Ever since that Khalil Herbert went down, he ain't did nothing but get tutties. He ain't
Yeah.
did nothing but get touchdowns, bro, and help take the pressure off the quarterback. You got to find some type of way to keep him involved within that run game to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you can have some balance on the offensive side. Then another guy, I want to look at Braxton Jones. Last 2 weeks, he's been all right. I would say he's been all right. And I think that now these final 7 games of the season, he's auditioning right now. Again, all over
Mm-hmm.
again. Simply
Yeah.
because we know that it's prospects that the
Yes.
many people believe that in college
Yeah.
that the Bears should look at as left tackles. If he continue to go out here and string together some solid performances, not do stupid things with pre-snap penalties, false starts, etc., he can really solidify his spot. You know what I'm saying? And then that's something Ryan Poles and his staff could cross off the checklist. Hey, we ain't got to look at no left tackle. We could just go ahead and look at other things. You feel me? And then lastly, it's the obvious. Luke Getsy. Will you pull your head out your butt for 15 seconds, my boy, and just look at the totality of each game? Look at what's working, look at what's not working, scratch it, let's adjust pretty quickly, and let's keep pushing and give Justin Fields an opportunity to win games. So that's how I'm gonna lay it out for the offense.
Yeah, I mean, the offense is the thing where, to me, it's in fairness, it's harder to say what I want to see from him because I just don't trust the coordinator, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't like from the skill position at least, because I could say I want to see DJ Moore have more big games, but I can't trust the hell that fucking Luke Getsy's gonna call the right plays to get him the damn ball. So like it comes to the positions that we need to evaluate, right? And we know center, we absolutely need some new centers in here. I don't want to see Cody Whitehair or Lucas Patrick back in the Chicago Bears uniform. I would like to see you go out and get a solid veteran, go out and get a young piece in the draft, and let's deal with it that way. Left tackle, per what Bobby said. Jackson Jones now is at this point showing that he is probably going to lose that position to a depth piece. Like, because I see them going left tackle early in the draft also. And unfortunately, Braxton Jones showed a lot his rookie year as far as like developing stuff like that. But like the thing is, even in times where he shows solid as far as blocking, the penalties are killing the Bears, man. And if you can't be disciplined on that offensive line, I don't care how many pancakes you get. It doesn't matter, because when we're trying to move the ball, you are a hindrance to that. So Braxton Jones also got to show what he can be, but I don't think there's enough time for them to say that they can risk not going left tackle in the draft. I don't think that he has enough time to show that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we look at Braxton Jones over these last 7 days and say he really fixed a lot of the issues, and maybe we go left tackle later in the draft, or maybe we just bring in a solid veteran left tackle that can be a depth piece, something like that. But there's definitely questions there also. And then the biggest question mark is Darnell Mooney. You have to make a decision on Darnell Mooney this offseason.
Yeah.
And right now, like I know that Spot Rack has him as 4 years, 12 million or whatever. So 3 million average per year is his expected value on the market. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't pay more than that for him. And the biggest question is, he gonna see that as a slight and take that? And do you even want to risk paying that when you have a rookie who will be a second-year player in Tyler Scott, who I'll say this, I'm not going to say we've seen highs from him that he can match the highs of Darnell Mooney, but if you're also bringing in a Marvin Harrison Jr., you don't need those highs. I think Tyler Scott can be more than enough potentially than what we've seen from Darnell Mooney on this team the last 2 years. So that's a spot that you got to look at and say, hey, we're going to end up spending big money at center. We're going to end up spending big money at defensive end or tackle or wherever else it is. You probably don't want to pay Darnell Mooney, who hasn't shown you much. He just hasn't.
Right.
Hey, and it is a start. They even look similar, Tyler Scott and Darnell Mooney, when you look at the court on the field. Nephew, I asked Drip this yesterday's voicemail. Do you think Darnell Mooney would he want to be the third choice on this wide receiver core? Do we want to be a Tyler Boyd? Do we want to be the third option on this team? Do you think he wants to be?
I mean, he's comfortable with typically that third option. I mean, obviously, different systems, call for different things, but wasn't we kind of thinking he was going to be that second or third option next to Chase Claypool? So what would be the difference? You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it like, hey, Darnell Mooney, this is what I'm offering. We seen the production be kind of up and down. Hey, let's go ahead and lock you in. We want you around, but if you expecting top end money, I just don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? And then Haize made a great point. If you feeling like that you can get something out of Tyler Scott, one of the guys that the GM drafted and was like, okay, I already missed on Vegas. Tyler Scott got a hit, right? So you can look at a number of things, but I think that Darnell Mooney, I think it'll still be good to have him here as that third option.
Yeah, I understand it. It will be good to have him here. I just think as a competitor, I don't think he would want to play the backseat to, DJ Moore is okay for him. I think DJ Moore is okay, but to a rookie, even though how good he is, Darnell Mooney was still that competitive nature. That's what I'm gonna think. I don't know for sure, but when you think about competitors,
I mean, listen, I'm sorry, but Marvin Harrison Jr. is a generational talent. And that's I don't use that word, that phrase lightly. He is a generational talent. Darnell Mooney, even at his best, isn't sniffing the jock strap of Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm sorry.
I agree.
So he got it. If he ends up staying here, if he feels a way about a rookie passing him up on the depth chart, all I can say was that is go out and prove you better, because I doubt that you can.
I doubt she
Yeah,
can too,
because
bro. Yeah,
bro, they throw
yeah.
generational around so loosely now. I seen somebody say Drake made generation. I said, boy, in
Bro,
what country?
I kill people on Bleacher Report for that all the time. They be like, Drake May, he's the one. I'm like, have you watched? Outside of just looking at the stats, Drake May comes up short on passes 5 times a game. That I'm just like, in the NFL, that's an NO, bro.
Damn, that looked like Tyson Bagent last game. Shit.
I'm not saying that. Goddamn, C-Dub.
Hey man, but you know what's gonna be interesting is that running back room, bro. Who we keeping? If you only keep it two, who you keeping?
I
I
think you're
mean,
gonna have to go
Roshan's
with
not going
Herbert
nowhere.
and
He's too
Roshan,
young,
I
too
know.
valuable, too much potential there. Roshan ain't going anywhere. I mean, at that point, you're looking at, okay, what are you looking at Khalil and Deontay? And unfortunately, Khalil does have another year under his contract where Deontay Foreman is going to be on the open market. So, and this is not a knock on Deontay Foreman, but there's a reason why he was healthy scratches when everybody was healthy.
Yeah. And I think we got if we get a lineman, is it gonna be a high? Y'all want to go high? I don't know if y'all want to use one of them first round
the
picks.
first pick.
If no, one of them like the second pick, because the first pick
The
is Marvin
second one,
Harrison Jr.
yeah, later on, I wouldn't mind it. You know what I'm saying?
A first rounder with
a
Lions?
tackle.
I mean, listen,
a tackle.
there's some tackles in this. There are 3 tackles in this draft slated to go in the first 10 picks.
Yeah,
y'all, we cool with that though. Like one
Hell
pick for
yeah,
Marvin
we need
Harrison.
a tackle. Yes,
I wouldn't be mad at it.
If you lock in Marvin Harrison Jr. and go with a tackle, I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
Haize and C-Dub, did y'all hear what Olin Cruz said about the Bears offensive line regarding Tevin Jenkins? He said, if I'm the let's preface this, we are dealing with Matt Eberflus and his coaching staff. Let's preface that. But Olin Cruz said, if I'm the Chicago Bears, and for the last few weeks, I seen Tevin Jenkins lined up next to Darnell Wright, I keep Tevin Jenkins on there to continue to grow and solidify that right side. Now, all you got to do is worry about that left side. They know they brought in Nate Davis, but from what I seen from the right side with Tevin Jenkins and Darnell Wright, you don't want to mess that up. But we know who we dealing with. They can probably put him back over there.
They probably would move Tevin Jenkins again because it's like, how can we move Tevin Jenkins this year? But what I will say, to me, and I know there's a lot of a lot of offensive tackles slated to go in the first round and in those first 10 picks. But to me, and what my bit of data that I've looked at so far, I know the dude from Penn State's high, but to me, Joe Alt from Notre Dame, that's the guy that I want on the right side of my line.
Hey, can we keep it a buck? Ohio State Buckeyes, they beat up on that left tackle from Penn State.
Yeah.
They beat him up.
Yeah.
And then he got beat up by Michigan too. So that's just I know it's only 2 games. We got to do a deeper dive before we can draw any good conclusions. But that's just 2 things against top teams. You got to be able to show up. That's all I'm saying.
You know who kind of like getting a pass and we look over is Nate Davis. Nate Davis, is he
when he's been on the field, has been solid.
It's been solid. Yeah,
he hasn't been on the field, right? So
yeah, are we gonna count on him? Is he a part of the future? Well, what we seen, what little we seen this on his
3 years.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be. So regardless, and then I also think, like, I'm trying to look right now. Nate Davis, before coming to the Chicago Bears, I don't think had a lot of injury history. So we know he started off the situation with his mom, which is unfortunate, and I understand that. But then he had the injury, so you got to look at what he's been over his career. Nate Davis hasn't really been somebody who's suffered a ton of injuries. So I think I feel pretty confident in a 27-year-old who'll be 28 going into next season. If you draft a rookie at that tackle position, I like still Nate Davis being that guard next to that rookie on that right side.
That'll believe us with 2 holes then. That left guard and the center. We got to get that middle.
Center.
Yeah. So we drafting the center. Final question of this segment. We get us a center late.
Later, because there's not a lot of centers worth taking early in this draft. There are some that definitely will go mid-second round, early third round that I think the Bears could definitely look at. We don't have a second, so it'll be third round. I wouldn't mind if the Bears go center third round.
Me neither. We gotta try. We gotta try to fix the center position, bro. At least try.
Yeah, and the free agent market for centers, last I checked, doesn't look to be huge there either. I think the biggest free agent at the center position is, of course, Jason Kelsey. He ain't going nowhere.
No.
And then other than that is Connor Williams in Miami. He's 26. Wouldn't mind. Looks like his his market value, according to the projections, according to Spot Rack, is they are guessing, which is crazy for a center, a $13 million average salary. So,
Damn.
It's
But
the
you to be
tackles get
seriously
paid, bro.
though, they are part of the play, every play though. The centers, like if
yeah,
that ain't
it's
right,
true.
so I think that's
They're the
close.
first person to touch the ball on every play.
Yeah.
Bro. So yeah, so that's probably fair. That's probably fair.
Yeah, so we'll end up seeing what happens with that, man. But somebody asked too how we feel about Justin Fields. We haven't really touched on him specifically in talking about the offense. I'm just gonna throw this to you guys specifically to talk about Justin. What do you want to see from Justin over the last 7 games if he plays all last 7 games?
Oh man, Justin, we need you to be out there and be proficient with the passing game. We want you to look comfortable out there. You know what I want more than all? I want you to look like you having fun out there. It is what it is with the coaching staff at this point. Justin Fields. I want him to be out there having fun. And then on a 1B, I want him to be efficient out there. I think his numbers is terrific before he got injured at 12 touchdowns and 5 interceptions with like a 95 QBR, I think it is total for the season. Just keep doing what you do. Don't listen to the outside noise and just ball out. Just ball out. I think you're better than Caleb Williams. I think you're better than Drake May. You're damn for sure better than the Bryce Young little fella. Just go and do you. Just go and do you, Justin.
Have you ever brought up Bryce Young without making sure you reference that man's height? I don't think you have.
I think you have to, though. I think you have to,
Hey, I can't do nothing but commend him. He showed more respect for me and my height than Bryce Young, and he taller than me. So we good.
He barely taller than my
hilarious,
nephew. It's crazy.
But hey, Justin Fields, look, just go out there and have fun, man. You seen bro dancing it up, doing his little jig. Let's get some more of that energy on the field and just play football, man. That's really what it is. None of that robotic stuff, not a lot of stuff in your head, like you said, weeks and weeks ago. But that's pretty much it. Just be consistent and let's win some football games, bro. Because it's very winnable coming down this stretch. You got some games you can take advantage of and go ahead and solidify your spot.
Facts,
I got a question.
Let's move over to the defense. What do you guys want to see from the defensive side of the ball, the remaining part of the season, man? I'll start this one off. I rarely ever start off. I'll start this one off. I just want to see everybody stay healthy so we can really take a look at what this secondary specifically looks like with continuity, because there are some really good flashes, really good signs over the last couple of weeks of the secondary coming into its own. And I really want to see what it looks like with the young guys out there fully healthy. Keep in mind, we have a secondary full of 24 and 23-year-olds. They could be the future of the Bears for a long time in both that corner and that safety position with Jaquan Brisker. Eddie Jackson's the only one even sniffing 30 in that lineup as far as the projected starters. So I really want to see health and I want to see the consistency, because we're seeing Kyler Gordon. He is turning into
he's terrific,
bro. Used in the blitz, in the run game, in the pass game, and he's been solid at all three. That nickel position, he is tailor-made for that nickel position on this team. And so I want to see that. And then also I want to see what the continued growth of the linebacking core as well. And it looks like, from what we've seen, small sample size, but there was a mistake moving Jack Sanborn from that middle linebacker spot. I want to see more of that, because I tell you what, him with that at that middle linebacker spot, we back to looking at Jack Sanborn like he's the one. So that's what I want to see.
Shout out to Drip, man. It always makes me feel good when they talk about my son. Now look it out. In the beginning of the season, we had high hopes for this secondary. And I don't think as far as much as it been bad play. It has been some bad play from the secondary, but more on the experience and the learning curve. They was learning how to play the game. But now they're getting healthy. We got all 5 of those guys, like my man Drip said. You see Tyreek Stevenson, he's getting smarter. He didn't get called for a pass interference in this game, and that's saying a lot from Tyreek Stevenson. Kyler Gordon has just got physical over the break. I don't know what the hell happened to this kid. From the first play of the season. He was healthy last year, Drip.
True.
He wasn't physically.
But he was getting picked on as a rookie, and we started seeing him towards the last 5 games of that season. Kyler Gordon was stepping up big time.
He was. But
so I
the
feel
physicality.
The physicality part, and you could see him too. Like, look at Kyler Gordon when he was. Look at the draft combine, Kyler Gordon, and now Kyler Gordon. That man's added about 5 to 8 pounds of nothing but muscle and kept all the speed.
Yes.
Man.
He's a problem.
Yeah.
I love that kid, and I love all of these secondary players. And Jalen Johnson, I'm kind of critical of Jalen Johnson. He gave the excuse like, I'm so good that they don't even pass it over here. I'm going to go ahead and give him that. He hasn't made any bonehead plays. He missed a couple tackles a couple games ago, but he's been solid as well. Eddie Jackson and Jaquan Brisker, but that's my favorite player on the defense, by the way, Jaquan Brisker. And I know my son is on the team as well, but Jaquan Brisker is my favorite player on the defense. Eddie Jackson, he looks solid. When could you say that the whole season for Eddie Jackson? This last game, he looks
you can't
solid.
say it because we ain't seen him. Like, it's hard to say that about somebody who we ain't seen on the field.
Like, for real.
And Drip, I agree with you with the linebacker core. We may need to do some flipperoo. We might have to flip them around. I don't care about attitudes or anything. Flip that around, put my boy in the middle, and put Edmonds on the side. He can still play. You just ain't playing in the middle. And the defensive line, I'm eager. You know what I want to see? If Montez Sweat can propel Yannick to get 10 sacks. I think Yannick can get 10 sacks.
How many does Yannick have so far? What does he have, 3?
He got 4. He got 4.5.
So you're saying 6 sacks over the last 7 games from Unique Ngakoue.
He was getting
need a sack a game. Oh, bro.
He could get it. I think he could get it. You see him, the game got easier last game, even though it was the Carolina Panthers, though.
Right.
It was the Carolina Panthers.
Hey, but the Montez Sweat trade is a win for me. I know it's still I know at least you got the small victories, but in just the 2 games that he played in, you see a different attitude and you see a different level of consistency from the defense. And that's what you want to see. The head coach is defensive guy. Yeah. You now have your guys in place, all the guys you wanted in place. You got to go ahead and establish some consistency. And that's what I want to see from the defensive side of the ball. AC Dub and Drip. Your boy Justin Jones got 3 QB pressures.
Bro.
That's all
but see, and that's why when people look at just Montez Sweat, and not everybody, but that first game, people were just like, Montez didn't do this, but like,
yeah,
I think looking at the amount of attention Montez Sweat draws, it made the game easier on everybody else in that defensive line. And so if you can continue to improve that defensive line, or let's say Javon Dexter, Zach Pickens hits a huge development over this offseason, I'm not going to say we still don't need moves to be made on that defensive line, because we do. But listen, don't be surprised if a full offseason with having Montez Sweat in training camp and stuff like that, this defensive line is going to be solid next year.
I agree. And that is, you just want to see some consistency. I think that the last few weeks they've been coming around, they've been rolling, and they should be able to continue that, because you're going to have to, especially with this schedule coming up. You got the Lions, the Vikings, and then the Lions again, and then you got the Browns. And then down that stretch, you got Arizona, the Falcons, and Green Bay. Why can't you be in the season with a 3-game winning streak? But we are the Chicago Bears. We ain't even had a 2-game winning streak. So we got to take this thing week by week, because you better not get stumped by Detroit. You could take a loss, but you better not get stumped. But defense, let's generate some pressure and let's allow those safeties to do what they do. And Steve-O, shout out to my boy again on another podcast. My guy, you said that Jaquan Brisker was the tone setter. It's been evident ever since he's been in the game. Every time he's in the game.
100%.
Jaquan Brisker very quickly has turned into a leader on that defensive side of the ball. And I like his growth as a leader, his growth as a maturity. And like, don't get me wrong, it hasn't been all perfect for Jaquan Brisker. He's had some slow starts to games. But I feel like almost anytime I've pointed out, like, all right, Jaquan, that wasn't a good first quarter. It wasn't a solid second quarter. By the end of the game, though, he's in rhythm and he's making big time plays. So
you are absolutely right, Drip. He gave up that long bomb to whoever that was on the Carolina Panthers, and then he came back and he was just reckless. He was throwing his body at people like a torpedo. This dude is an absolute maniac. I love him when he plays football. I want to ask y'all a question about Montez Sweat. Do he remind y'all Julius Peppers? Is that a good comparison?
No, I think Montez Sweat is his own beast. I honestly think Montez Sweat is better in the run game than Julius Peppers ever was.
Oh, that's a lot to say. But he was with Carolina. He was a monster.
I'm talking about with the Bears.
With the Bears. Okay. Yeah, that's for sure. 100%.
Like Julius Peppers. Don't get me wrong. Julius Peppers is an absolute dog, a monster, and I wish that we can bring prime Julius Peppers back to this defense today. Do not make no mistake about it. But I think Montez Sweat has more potential in that run game, and he's been more consistent in that run game than what Julius Peppers was.
Oh, that's fair.
Agreed.
That's fair. I ain't even got nothing to retort. That's fair.
Agreed.
All right, last thing we got to talk about before we get out of here: the coaching staff. What do you want? I'll start this one too. The only thing I want to see from the coaching staff to end the season is fired. That's it. I don't give a shit.
Can I second that emotion?
I don't care about what plays you call, you don't call. I don't care if you want man coverage, blitz, whatever. The only thing I want to see from Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy is them heading out of Hallis Hall to go to their airplane to go to wherever the fuck they mama's from, because they got to get the fuck up out of Chicago.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you that's gonna be hard though, because if they stray together, if they let's just say they ended the season with 6 wins. And Pose came to the podium. Hey, this guy comes in every single day. He's awesome. Our culture is great. He ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you, if this man can go
we're gonna send
and
some people to kidnap Luke Getsy, because that's there's no way he can stay, bro. Like
facts. And like his side of the ball is actually doing better. So you know what I'm saying? The defense is doing better. And if you still having problems with the offensive side, but you in the season with 6 wins. Hey, you improved from last season. Ryan Paul's gonna, hey, we told y'all this is a rebuild. That man might be right there again, bro.
Oh man, dude, I don't like that at all, nephew. You think only 6 wins to save this guy? I think it gotta be on the lines of probably 8.
And that ain't happening.
And then maybe we gotta talk about it too at 8.
That
no
ain't
way,
happening.
Not 6. No,
bro,
he cannot stay here with just 6 wins, gang. No,
I'm telling you, because I just don't. I'm looking at the Bears for who they are, bro. That's just who they are. And they can come down to the end of the season. I mean, come down to the end of the season, go to the table and say, hey, we improved throughout the season. If they get to the 6-7 wins, they be like, hey, we improved. We 3 wins last year and we were horrible. Now we got all these players in, you know what I'm saying? And the defense is coming around. We added more pieces. I know Drip just took off the glasses, but that's just what it is. They can come back and let this man be like, all right, cool. We moving on with Matt Eberflus next season. Unfortunately.
Here's what I'll in trying to talk about it from both sides. I would like to see Matt Eberflus go, but I will settle on bringing a new offensive coordinator, bringing a new defensive coordinator. If you do those things and you get the right guys there, okay, there could be a conversation made, especially with the defense improving, like you said. But personally, I'm then looking at every single mistake is going to be like, get this motherfucking Eberflus, get this used car salesman up out of here, bro. Anybody who slicks their hair back after 50 got to go, bro. That's
facts. And I think
C-Dub's froze. I thought he was just pausing there for a minute. That man is absolutely. Look, we tried to make it before. We tried to make it before his internet cut out, because you know it's going to happen at least once every episode.
They don't like the weekends, bro. Oh no, something wrong with them funny, now. Bro. But the only reason I'm thinking like this is because I know there's been a lot of talk about Harbaugh from Michigan, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, well, I would love to have him. Let's make that clear first. I would love to have him up in the building, but bro. Why would you leave? Bro, your athletic director came out. Your head coach is putting out stuff and crying on national TV at the games. Your players are playing for you. Why would you leave something that's so established just to come to the Chicago Bulls and be like, damn, and you have so many questions. And we always, you know what I'm saying, just looking at that, you'd be like, damn, the grass ain't always green on the other side. And look at the Chicago Bears and look what they've been going through for so many years. Do I want to put myself in that situation and I'm already established? I built this thing up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to look at it from, look at the situation at its totality, bro, before I don't know.
I get that, but I'm hoping that somebody like Eric Bieniemy looks like, I keep getting passed for a head coach. Let me become the head coach of the Chicago Bears. I can come in. You talking about at that point potentially have a team with Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore, Justin Fields, Cole Kmet as weapons. Listen,
yes,
Eric Bieniemy, please come in and save our offense, brother. Please come in.
Y'all talking
but
about?
He may very well. Ryan Poles may pick up the phone. He'd be like, "Hey man, no, I'm good over there, bro. Virginia still own the team. No, I'm good, man."
Y'all talking about the attraction of this team to a different coach, right? I think this is a very attractive team.
Talking about for Harbaugh. I was speaking on Harbaugh specific.
On Harbaugh. Oh, Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know that's at the top of a lot of people.
That's why when people say Harbaugh, I always say I'm not that I'm good on Harbaugh, because if he was able to say I would, but you talking about him leaving a situation where he controls everything to come to this dysfunction.
Exactly.
I don't see Harbaugh.
That's
If
why I'm
Harbaugh's going to
confused.
leave, I see him come into a situation where it's basically established, and he just needs to be a little bit sprinkle on top to get him to get the team to be a
And
Super Bowl contender.
No, yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead, nephew. I want
Oh,
to hear
I
what
was
you have
just
to
gonna
say.
say, and like if you look around the landscape, we already dealing with a first-time head coach. We know Ben Johnson is good at an offensive coordinator, but he will be a first-time head coach too. We look at I seen Bobby Slowick from Houston be thrown out there. This is his first year being an offensive coordinator. Then Shane Waldron in Seattle. I love what he could do. You know what I'm saying? But then it's still that same thing. So we don't know how these first time head coaches is gonna be. And Eric Bieniemy, he gets pass happy sometime. This man have what's buddy name? Sam Howell throwing 45, 50 times in a game. And I believe they got two good running backs down there up in DC with the Commanders. It just be so that's why it's just so many questions, bro.
I think experience is a premium what we need. Like, I don't want any more first time anything. Any first time offensive coordinator, any first time defensive coordinator, or any first time coach. I'm straight. It doesn't work. We need experience over here. That's what we need. We can't keep trying this. Let's get somebody with a track record in the history of winning football games, bro.
Facts.
That's facts. All right. Anything left before we get up out of here, family?
Hey man, happy belated Veterans Day to all y'all out there. I know I said it yesterday. Nephew, I don't know how he's still alive right now. I know he was drunk last night.
Oh, y'all, I look good today, but I don't feel good.
Hey, I've been there many times, bro. Many times. You know how many times on Bull Central I record a video and I'll be like, hey, damn, the fact that I even look like I can sit upright is crazy, because the whole time I'm feeling like I'm going like this on the video. Like,
bro, playing.
Nigga correcting shit that ain't even got to be corrected. Like, damn, my hat crooked. That's straight. Like, what's happening?
For real.
But no, definitely happy belated to Bobby, man, and happy Veterans Day to Bobby and all the veterans out there. My pops, my uncle, BL Jet. Make sure you guys say happy Veterans Day to him as well. Yeah. Anything left, fellas?
Hey, that's it, y'all. We appreciate y'all, and shout out to y'all for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. Love y'all. Make sure y'all tune in. We got the Chicago Bulls live call happening tonight against the Detroit Pistons. C-Dub gonna be doing that. I'm gonna pop in later after I go get my good steak. I need a filet mignon medium. If you get ordering well done,
this guy filet mignon.
If you order steaks well done, you are a criminal and a terrorist. There is nothing less than that. Anybody who eats well done steaks is a criminal and a terrorist. That's it.
You might as well go eat some pork skins.
That's what I'm saying. Go eat some chicharrones, my guy. Like, you might as well eat that. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
But that's it, y'all. Tune in. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share this right here with your mama's mama and her baby daddy.
Bro.
Make sure you guys are following us at Shy Bears Central. You can hit us with any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. And like we like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, Bear down. Love you guys, man.